afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. I hope you're all doing very well. It's another Friday. It's the first Friday of the month of March, and today is NFP, so it's going to be an interesting day. Okay, so let's look at the dollar index. So dollar index, we are actually at a level that I'm price is at a level that I'm anticipating some form of either consolidation or maybe our first up candle. Our first up candle is overdue, so I'm anticipating maybe an up candle to form exactly where we are today. So when it comes to the dollar index, today is a day that we might, okay, let me put it that way, we might see an up candle form, because we are trading at the discount level, and that discount level is exactly at OTE. So from a logical perspective, even from the monthly perspective, right, we are back into discount, this low to this high, and that's in discount. So we will be expecting something to form in here. Maybe this New York session, the NFP is what they're going to use. So today at 1:30, I will pause, and then we will observe the price action. Then after the NFP, maybe 5 minutes after the news release, then we will come back. Okay, so at 1:30, I'm just gonna mute myself, and then we will observe it. Okay, and because of that, maybe the analysis on the majors today will not be on point, because anything can happen with the majors going forward after the release, and I'm not here to predict. Well, I'm looking for the dollar to maybe pause, but it's not guaranteed. It's not one of those NFPs that you can actually predict, because they can still trade lower before coming back up. So if they do trade lower, then it will trade to 103. Let me go to the weekly. It will attack the 103 level, so 103.33. that's the level if they attack the downside. That's where price might go. But as to whether they will sustain it and continue going down, that's the one that I'm not quite sure if that will be the case. So if any manipulation should come in, then it will be maybe to the downside to attack the low here and then reject. On the lower time frame, it's actually a gap. It's a volume imbalance here. Okay, it's a volume imbalance. That is why I highlighted that area for a potential bounce. Right, it's a volume imbalance. So let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, so with that said, I think let's go to the cryptos first. Let's do the crypto market first today, and then by the time I finish the crypto market, we would have had the NFP release, and then we will come back and do the currencies. So let's look at the cryptos first. Let's start from Chachki. So with Chachki, nothing really has changed. I think all the cryptos after the first big move, we've not seen much, even though I'm expecting them to go lower, but we've not seen much in terms of movement after that big move. So Chachki, I'm still expecting higher prices, but we will see. Okay, we will see. That's all. Based on the weekly time frame, as I was giving the narrative yesterday, I think we should be coming for the weekly high. Now, yesterday I explained something regarding this type of candles. Okay, so when I'm using the weekly time frame, then you want to use the daily or the H4 to see if there was a close below it. If there was a close, then price is gonna potentially go down, but location is important. So based on the location of where that pattern is forming, I don't expect big candles to form there. So with Tatsuo, because we are in discount, so this pattern here, this one, because it's similar to the one that formed on dollar index. That is, the cause of what price has moved down since. It's similar to it, but the location is important. So I use it when we are trading actually above a high like this. That's when I use it to trade lower. But if we are trading down here, then I don't use it as we are going to expand lower, but rather it's a beginning of a reversal. Okay, when you're trading in discount, it's a beginning of a reversal. So where we are now, we do have this candle rejecting the previous candle, but I'm not expecting that to be like that. Okay, when it's happening in discount, I use that pattern as a reversal pattern. But when you're trading up here, yeah, it's the same thing. I use it as a reversal pattern as well, but to go down. But here I use it as a reversal pattern to go up. Alright, so yes, I'm seeing this pattern here. However, I don't think we are expecting a reversal. We're expecting a big move to the downside. I don't think that's the case. So that's why I was saying that we are likely to come back and take out this high. I apologize for my voice. I had a nap. I had a nap and I just woke up. Alright, let's continue. So what I'm saying here is that I'm not expecting price to go down, rather but to reject and come back up. If they go below it, it should be the lower low, which is high resistance, and they should reject immediately. So if they go below it, then I'll expect them to reject immediately. Right, so whatever happens, we are in discount, so I'm not expecting that kind of price action to form here. Let's go to Ripple. So Ripple, I think the narrative has not changed yet. I'm still expecting either a consolidation or a move back up. And yesterday I gave you, in-depth analysis on it. Okay, I've given you in-depth analysis on it. So let's see, maybe by the end of the week something will happen for the crypto market. Now, it does not mean they cannot come back and attack this low. Let me put it that way. It does not mean they cannot come back and attack this low. Okay, they can still come back, but if it does come back, it will just be a run on stop. Okay. Okay, it's just going to be a run on stop. It's not going to continue going down. Okay, so let me put that one out there. If it comes back down here, it's just going to be a run on stop. It will not continue going down aggressively as what the dollar index did. Okay, so if we see price coming back down here, just anticipate that this low and that low potentially is a higher resistance, and you can see that on the here, right? It's high resistance. High resistance means it's pointing to the downside rather than pointing to the upside. Okay, so if they come back below here, then you want to see immediate rejection, right? But I don't even want to see them go there. If anything, they should make their way up here, which got very close to it. They should make their way up here. So that's the weekly time frame. Hence the H4 in this level. Okay, so this is the low and this is the high, and that is what I gave since that push happened. And I mentioned that this is the only one that I think if any buy is going to happen, then it'll be this one, because it's not going down as the others are doing. Alright. Okay, let's go to hype. So hype, we got very close to the 14.44 level. I think that's where we are now. That's going to be the next target. It's a nice drop with the pullback. So we will be dropping down. We will be dropping down one more time. Okay, so expect 14.44 as the next downside objective. I don't know why my voice is sounding too deep. I don't like I don't like it when my voice sounds too deep. It makes me too much of a grown person. I'm still young. Okay. Ethereum. I think Ethereum next downside objective is the 1956 level. So expect again a push to the downside. I think selling will be the best idea going forward. You can see they rejected previous day's high. Now, anytime price is bearish, okay, when price is going down, a run above previous day's high and a break of structure, that's all you need on a 1 hour time frame. Then you sell short. So that's why I think I highlighted this down candle here. That was the previous day's high. We ran it and I was expecting them to break, and that didn't happen. So now they've done it on the Wednesday high. So Wednesday run, Tuesday's high, and then we break down. If I zoom in, this will be the down candle. Okay, so you always sell that as your entry in a bearish market and run above previous day's high with a break of with a break of structure on the 1 hour. You sell the breaker, and that's what we were doing, or I was trying to do yesterday. But the dollar index needed to trade to that volume imbalance, and it's NFP. So when it comes to the currencies, NFP week, they can manipulate price a lot. So Ethereum, look for 1956.52 as the next downside objective. Bitcoin did the same thing. So if you go onto the daily, we took out Wednesday's high, and then we broke down on the 1 hour time frame. That's your last up. That's your last down candle there. You sell short, and then it's a sell pattern, right? And so you have down, up, and then we break, pull back, then you sell short, going down. So they will be coming back down here, right? So look for continuation to the downside. Next on the list is Solana. I think Solana is also the same. I think they're all running the same script. If you go on the daily, we run a high, and then we break. Last down candle, breaker, sell it, and then down we go. So we'll be coming back for this low, right? So expect price to come back for this low. And then AI. Okay, so finally AI 16 has traded to that 25 level. I'm sorry, 24 level. This is the last buying area. If anything, I think that should be it. In terms of downside, we might get a rejection from here. So that rejection could lead to that reversal, because you can see they've traded all down with down candles, with one up candle here, all down. Now it's also taking out the previous month low. Okay, let me go back up here and then share something. Okay, so when price is approaching, remember yesterday, or not yesterday, some days before, I said you wanna focus on daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and then yearly highs and lows. Okay, that's where trade ideas are going to form, or that's where the market is reaching for all the time. Now, when you're expecting the quote unquote big players to come in, they will be coming in when price is heading towards these levels. So let's say on a daily, if price is going to go above a daily high and reject, you're gonna start seeing this. Same thing with a weekly, same thing with a monthly. When it's going to attack a low, they're gonna go with that. Now why? Because when it forms this pattern and it's heading for that, that's when you're gonna see the sell pattern. So the down candle here with the up movement, or up candles will make its way towards the high, or the up candle with the down candles will make its way towards the low. So when you're looking at price and you you ever see sorry guys, when you're looking at price and you ever see that pattern formed and it's heading for any of these time frames, high or low, just be mindful. Okay, be alert. That's the word, right? Stay alert, because what is actually happening at the right location though. Okay, at the right location. So again, let's say where dollar index is right now. Okay, dollar index is in discount. So on the H4, if we see an up candle and a down taking out the previous day's low at where we are, then that is likely going to give you something like this. Why? Because at the location, that is this buy pattern, okay, taking out a previous day's low. So when price is forming such pattern towards any of these levels, either daily, weekly, monthly, 3 months, even yearly, the highs and lows, okay, remember the highs and lows, when you see the pattern forming like this towards it, then you know, or I'll say just be alert, because once you see one up candle rejecting that low, or you see a down candle rejecting that high, they are likely going to keep printing down candles and then break this, and that will turn into a reversal like this, and then we go up and then we go down, right? So every reversal at key reversal point, it's at one of these levels, and this pattern is going to be there. Okay, one of these levels, whether daily, weekly, monthly, it's at that level, and one of these pattern is there. Okay, so the reason why I'm explaining this is because of what AI is doing on the daily. Where's my chat going? There you go. So all of that was to explain to you. You have this up candle, and then you have this down, approaching a monthly low. Okay, when it's approaching a monthly low, you're gonna start thinking, or you need to start thinking, that that is potentially someone with lots of money that is buying rather than selling. Okay, someone that is buying rather than selling. The same thing happens on currencies. So when you see any currency, it's not just currencies, everything that moves on the price chart like this, when you see the price printing this pattern towards one of those levels, so again, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, even sometimes the H4, but the H4, I don't use it on the H4 much. Okay, I don't use it on the H4 much, but you know, if you watch the H4, you'll see that that pattern sometimes form on there. So if you see a H4 high, you might see price approaching that H4 high with a down candle and then up to take out the H4 high, and then it will reject. Right? Let me see if I can show you an example. I think the reversal that we had over here, okay, that's it. That's an example of how it looks like. So this will be a previous month low. That's a previous month low. So when they form the up candle and then it moves down, ignore all these Minnie Mouse, Mickey Mouse candles. Right, ignore them. Look at this, take all of that out, and then stick this one here, the up and then down, approaching the previous month low. Okay, it's a form of someone buying. They want to buy below the previous month low. Or let me see if I can find an example here. That's October. Let me see if, okay, this is a weekly. They actually went for a weekly low. So all this move was towards a weekly low, and then price rejected. Okay, all this was towards a weekly low, and then price rejected. So you will always see them approaching these levels like that. Always. If it's going to reverse, you'll see that. And the location, I keep talking about the location. Maybe in future we'll talk about it, but it's just very simple. When I talk about location, when it's happening here, it means you're gonna come back. When it's happening here, it means you're gonna go up. And then when it's happening here, it means you're gonna go up. And when it's happening here, it means you're gonna go down. That's what I mean by location. Okay. All right. We've got about 57 seconds for the rate and the NFP to be released. So let's go and see what the dollar index will do, and then after 5 minutes we'll come back and then see what we can get from the currency market. So I'll see you in the next 5 minutes. Okay, let's see. Okay. It's been 5 minutes, maybe 6. All right, now okay, so we've had the NFP release, 5 minutes. We had the move to the downside. So as I was saying, if they're gonna take it down, then it's likely going to take out that monthly low, so this low here, right? It's gonna take that low out, and then after taking it out, we're likely going to see a rejection from there. So watch the 103.38 level. We might get a rejection from there. Now, why do I say we might get a rejection from there? The reason being, so the weekly candle, right? We are not going to have, I rarely see, okay? I rarely see a candle that opens like this and closes like that. It's very rare to see them, right? When I say rare, they do form, but they don't form all the time. Okay, they don't form all the time. Hence, the weekly low is going to form potentially today. So that will come in form of a wick like that. Okay, so because of that, since they are sending it down to a level, which is this low here, it can't keep going down forever. I mean, yes, price can do whatever it wants, but the weekly candle cannot print. It goes beyond, it will go beyond the logic of how the candles print. So anticipate that we will be getting a rejection this afternoon, maybe by 2 or 2:30. Expect something like that to form here, right? Either they reject the gap or they will reject the low. Okay, now if they are rejecting, it can give a trade idea on the majors, especially euro, because euro has been screaming up for the whole week, so it can give a trade idea on euro, a scalp. I just talked about it on the H4, so we will have we will have we are going to have the weekly candle, sorry, the H4 candle. Let me go to the H4 so you understand. This H4 candle, okay, it's gonna close, and when it closes, it's gonna open a new one at 2. That 2 o'clock H4 candle, watch that, right? Watch that, because they can use that candle to do something like this, where we are, because it's resistance level. Okay, so they can use the H4 candle to reject price and come back down. So watch the next candle, not this one, the next one. So after our session, the next candle that's gonna form, you can look at that. So here, that's the low. Watch it. It comes in at 103.38. It can also give you a trade idea on, I think, British pound as well. Yesterday I was looking for them to come in. I was scalping. I was looking for them to come and attack this low. I think yesterday we talked about this, that we are likely to come here and then trade inside this New York session fair value gap, and that didn't happen. I'm seeing a pattern here. So let's see the 2 o'clock candle. Watch the 2 o'clock candle, right? Another pair that you can watch out for is the Australian dollar against the Aussie, against the euro. We've traded to a very big time frame high. That is 2024. Yeah, 2024 high. So that's a yearly high, right? On the weekly, we are extremely overbought. On the daily, it's just relentless. So them taking out this high can cause, I'm not saying a reversal, a trade idea for the New York session. Okay, it can form a trade idea for the New York session. So if you're interested in scalping, again, it's based on how the weekly candle prints. Okay, it's not gonna print a big up candle for the entire week. Alright, a word to the wise is enough, because the monthly opened and it only went up first, and I just explained it to you. When they open and they print that pattern heading for a high, you should, I'm not saying anticipate a reversal, but you should know that something is up, because they do that for a reason. Okay, so watch this one as well. Let's go to gold. So gold, I was anticipating them to move down overnight. I was watching it to see if they can come and attack the previous day's low, which based on the daily, that's what's supposed to happen. Let me zoom in. We had a previous day's high rejecting, and then we broke structure. So all that is happening now was a pullback into this high to that low. So I'm actually expecting them to come here. Now if we go above this high, that will be a high. So you can still expect them to reject, because if we were to continue going up, this thing should have screamed up with all that drop that happened on the dollar index. Okay, with all that drop that happened in with the dollar index, we should have had a rally on gold. Now don't get me wrong, it can still rally, but if dollar index is dropping like that, then gold should have rallied, but we didn't get that rally. So that makes me know, or that makes me understand, that this might come back down. It has a potential to come back down rather than continue going up. Okay, so let's see again. 2 o'clock. Gold likes moving from 2 o'clock going. So let's see. Okay, from 2 p.m. going, that's when gold likes to move. So let's see, from 2 o'clock, that's when the magic will happen. Alright, just stay tuned for 2 p.m. Gold and crude oil. Now crude oil yesterday did 419. Some of you might not understand that statement. I was expecting them to move down and attack this low, because again, this is not how we form a low. If we are going to reverse, because they did attack that 3-month low that we talked about over here, right? But it didn't do it the way I wanted to see. At least it needs to go down a little bit more than reject. So that is not encouraging at all. What I'm seeing right now is not encouraging. what would be encouraging was to see one down candle here, then the next candle rejecting it and coming back up. But the way they've done it, it's not encouraging. So maybe they will come back one more time to take this low properly. Okay, they will come back and take this low properly. So yesterday I was looking forward for, during the New York session, I was looking forward for them to use this drop that happened here to send price to attack this low, but that did not happen. That's why I said they did 419. That's not supposed to happen. So maybe this high to this low, maybe this high to this low, they will come back and then attack this, because that's equal low, and that's too clean. So this high to this low, they will come back and then attack this low properly before we see any big movement. And that might happen next week, because once we open next week, we might see the opening rallying, opening dropping, take out this low, and then we might see a move back up. So let's see how this New York session is going to trade. So this is the high and this is the low. If we break this up candle, then we might see something different. Okay, so this up candle prior to this move down, if we break it, then we might see something different. If they can sustain one up candle here, and then Monday up candle, Tuesday up candle, Wednesday up candle, we can ignore Thursday's candle. Alright, we can ignore. That will be considered as an accumulation day. They were buying, and then once they break this high, then you can start looking for the buy, because they would have accumulated they would have accumulated below the quarterly low. And the pattern that I just taught you, you can see it over here, right? This is the low, and then they print one up candle, then down, approaching it. Okay, whenever they do that, approaching a high or low, you know what's up. You just need to be aware and prepare. Over time, you can look for the reversal pattern starting from the 1 minute or 5 minutes or 1 hour down here. But as a beginner, I preach, wait for them to actually reverse before you look for the buy. But when you get good at it, when you start seeing it over and over again, you can begin to buy once they go below that low, in anticipation that this whole move was a buy, right, rather than a sell. Then you wait for them to break, then you buy more, and then it goes up. Okay, so again, let's see. The reason why I'm saying I don't like it is because this candle, and then if we are to reverse, we need to see at least this pattern. That would be the best. When they are reversing, they run below the low immediately. The next candle should trade back above the last down candle's high. That's the best. That's always going to be the best. Okay, so that's why I would have wanted them to yesterday trade one more time down, then today run above that down candle. Right, but again, sometimes it will happen depending on time frames. So if it doesn't happen on the daily, then it means they might be doing it on a weekly time frame. So if you look at the weekly, it's the same thing, because price is fractal. So this is the low, and then they print one up candle, then all down candles approaching that low, right? So if it doesn't happen on the daily, then the weekly will do something like this. Try and see past the time. Okay, for now, try and see past the time. if it's going to happen, they will do it on a specific time frame, one of them. Okay, so if it doesn't happen on the daily, that means it might happen on the weekly. So if it doesn't happen like I'm showing you on the daily, then you might see one weekly candle closing back above this candle's high, and then we will begin. If it happens on the weekly, that would be nice, because it means the buy is actually happening on the weekly, and weekly time frame buys are extremely good. Like this is a weekly time frame sell, and you can see where it took price. This move up was for a sell, and then they reject, and you see where they went to. So if it's a weekly time frame buy, that's a very good one, because that will be sustained for some time. Okay. Yes, I think they will come back to run the low properly again. Again, I don't see a buying in here. This doesn't look like a buy, so probably we might be trading a little bit lower to this gap. So ES, look for 5676 as the next downside objective. On the H4, again, there's no buying pattern. I don't see them. I don't see the elephant in here, right? But just keep an eye on this candle's high. Okay, that candle's high. Why? Because on the H4 you can see that we do have the rundown attacking these lows, and then that 3 months low. So if they go back above it, then the buy is happening on the H4. Now if a buy is happening on the H4, I don't really, not that I don't like it, but it might not be sustained. Okay, the buy needs to happen on a higher time frame, at least the daily or weekly. So if this is being bought on the H4, it means it might just come back in pullback form and then continue going down. But if the buy happens on a, let's say, daily or weekly, then that is a good one, because we can expect some kind of a big move to unfold. Okay, so yeah, let's see. But today I think we can look for a run for this low. Okay, we can look for a run for this low again one more time. That's what I will anticipate, because it's too clean. That is not how we run lows. That's too shallow. That's like a kiss, right? Or a peg. Anyway, okay, so we have about 6 minutes left. Let me go back to the H4 and then show you what I was talking about. It looks like they might even do it on this candle. So notice how this H4 is rejecting that candle high. That is what I was saying the next 2 o'clock candle should do. They will take out this high and then reject. So we have about 5 minutes left. If we close like this and then the next candle, which I don't think that might be the case, okay, but if the next candle comes back above this high, drop down to the lower time frame, 5 or 15 minutes or 15, and then look for a break of structure on the last down candle. So if you're on the 5 minutes, for example, this will be your down candle. If they break it, look for a sell the breaker. Leave your stop loss probably above this candle's high, because we do have a gap here. We do have a gap here, which I think that might be the case. They've closed through that gap, so this down candle is in trouble. They might break it, so your stop can go above this candle's high. If you want to be safe, then please up here. but they can go for this candle's high and then still be valid to go down. Okay, again, as a beginner, just wait for this down candle to break. Don't be what's the word, you are not a pro yet, or you don't have enough experience in it yet. Okay, but it's fractal, right? If you take out high, you break the gap, it means it's supposed to go down, but you need a bit of experience first. So let them break the down candle, then you look for the sell. Then, like I said, your stop can go above you. You can do the same thing if Aussie. Let's go to the H4. If Aussie does the same thing, so Aussie, watch this candle's high. How they've come back up. Remember, the down and then the up, heading for a high. Always remember that the up. Essentially, in future, that's what creates this type of candles. Okay, that's what created this type of candles on my chart. Okay, so on my chart, when you see a red candle like this, what's happening on the lower time frame is what I'm describing. Okay, this is what's happening on the lower time frame. So this up is all up candles on the lower time frame, and then the next candle will give you one big down candle, trading through all of them. Now that next candle can take out this high. It can take out this high and then reject all as soon as this candle closes. The next one is just gonna open and then drop. Okay, so all this up movement is one daily up candle. Let me find an example like this. This one I'm talking about. Oops. I've got 2 minutes and then our time is up. I'll be quick. Okay, this candle. Let's drop down. Like you see, you have one down and you have this up. Then the next candle opens, boom, down we go, right? So when it's printing the up, approaching a high like this, so this is a weekly high. When it's approaching a high like this, the moment we reject the high, when it's up, okay, listen closely. When it's up, approaching a high, the reason why is aka liquidity. Liquidity is going to be above highs and lows. That is where the sorry guys, that is where the algorithm likes to trade to, because it's a logical price level. When I say logical price level, you and I can create a script to trade to a high, or create a script to trade to a low. It's very easy. Okay, so when price is approaching that, the reason why that pattern can form is because above it is going to be someone that has packed money above it, and then below it someone has packed money below it. So depending on the location, when they are pushing it up towards it, this will drive buyers in the market. And then right here, when it's above it, and then you get this, you can sell that, or wait, let them break this, then you sell that. I think I've said enough. My time is up. I will see you all on Monday. If you didn't understand it, reverse, go back and watch it again, because I think I've said too much. So let's see what dollar index will do. Okay, it's 2 p.m. so go and watch it and have fun. I'll see you all on Monday. Enjoy the rest of your week, and yeah, take care.